Another win for the Corvette C8R and another 1-2 for Corvette Racing. Shoot up.
Yeah, man, that was cool. Welcome back to the channel, you guys, and way to go, Corvette Racing. You think they're on a roll? You think the circuit is scared? They should be. That is pretty cool. Actually, I wanted to be in Wisconsin this past weekend, but schedule did not permit that. Hey, real quick, before we get into your questions for our Q&A Tech Tuesday segment, this is kind of a quick tip. If you've got a C8 Corvette, or you're going to be getting one in a coupe, you're going to be washing the inside of the rear glass. That engine area, I don't know, engine compartment, I call it the hatch. It's supposed to be called the hood because that's where the engine is. I don't know what to call it. Anyways, if you're washing that inside window, let me show you what happened to me so it doesn't happen to you. All right, a little crazy, it always is on the last day of the month when you're dealing with retail stuff. I had to share this with you guys real quick. I'm not kind of happy about this at all. That's why I wanted to bring it to your attention. So I'm trying to just do a little extra touch up on the inside of the window of the C8 car going to Greg in California. You can see by the look on my face, I'm not happy. So here's what I was doing. I'm wiping the inside of the window here. And my hand caught this or this, and I cut my hand. So you got a C8, you're cleaning the inside of your car, inside of this back glass, I don't know, what do you call it, the engine bay, the hatch area. We're not used to having the engine in the back, so we don't know what to call it yet. We got the front part down, though. We call it frunk. So we got that down. But that is definitely a concern as I'm looking across. It looks like you got the same thing on the other side. And let me show you again. You guys can see. So my hand, you know, so your hand's wiping here, but as your arm is extending across here, so my hand would lay here like this. And I caught this piece right here that is really... looks like it's part, I can't really see. Yeah, it looks like it's part of a zip tie. That is. It's part of a zip tie that was cut off there to hold that wiring harness for the rear defogger, and it was just enough to get right into my hand, man. So another tip from your buddy Rick, and not one that I wanted to give you, but that's important stuff, real stuff that we need to talk about. Okay, somebody get me a Corvette Band-Aid from my boo-boo, but I thought that was important to share that with you guys. Okay, we're gonna answer some of your questions that you guys send in. We do this every Tuesday. It's called Tech Tuesday. Troubleshoot problems, operational problems, just some tips overall. Email those in. Thank you for doing so. Myself and our Corvette technician, Chuck Mentz, will be happy to answer them. Actually, what Chuck's doing is, I've told you guys, we're picking up new pieces of inventory, some trades, a lot of purchases. 17 Z06, just under 1,000 miles. It's an automatic, it's a 3LZ. Don't be fooled by the ceramic brakes, it's not a Z07. You could get those as an a la carte option, so it does have the big ceramic brakes. Just your standard rocker kit, your standard rear spoiler, Watkins Glen gray, black interior. That's a sweetheart right there. What are you doing?
Check 5, 6.
It's check 1, 2, 3. It's not check 5, 6.
Oh no, we're beyond 1, 2, 3.
Oh man, what's wrong with you, man? I'm surprised we're even doing the show today. I'll tell you what, before we turn the camera on, he's out here yelling at everybody, well, yeah. And we're busy, and I'm just glad to get 5 minutes with you. These are the easy ones today. All right. Okay. Welcome to Tech Tuesday, guys. It's your questions and hopefully answers to your tech issues, troubleshoot problems, and owner operation of your Corvette. Feel free to email in your questions. Depending on his mood, we'll answer them each and every Tuesday. How you doing, by the way?
Oh, fantastic.
Good week? Busy week?
Busy.
It's going to be a busy month now. I see the projections of C8s coming in. You got a bunch of stuff coming in. We're actually going to have the first time, I don't know if I mentioned this to you or not, the rocker extensions. A lot of questions on what those are for C8. He's going to be installing the first set as soon as the car gets here, and we'll share that with you on the channel, so stay tuned for that, okay? You want me to start, or you want to start?
I'll go for it.
All right, here we go. This one comes from a guy that works at a Chevy store in Stuart, Florida, and he's learned a lot from our vlogs. Okay, thanks for watching, and wants to know where I got my Corvette mask from. A lot of people ask me that, man. I ordered it from one of the social media ads on there, and it took 2 months or whatever. I forgot that I ordered it. I don't even know where I got it, so sorry, I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of different places out there that have, you know, the Corvette mask, and I like that this one's got a filter inside and that kind of thing. So we probably should be wearing masks right now. We're not. We're here. Okay, but thanks for watching the channel just the same. All right, you're up. Go ahead. What do you got?
All right, this one comes from Doug. Says, is it necessary to change out brake rotors with new pad install, and why? The car is a Z51 and has seen some track time. There's no reason to change out the rotors with pads unless you have a pulsation, they're grooved up, they're hot spotted from being on the track. I mean, if the rotors are fine, you can just pad slap it and go on. But if it's got hot spots, grooves, warpage, then you need to replace them.
All right, so inspect those rotors. All right, here's one from Ted. He says, Rick, I love the channel, watch every video, thanks. We're still on the daily thing and gonna continue to do that for a while. Quick question about my 19 Grand Sport. I do very little driving, but notice there's considerable amount of brake dust on the rims, and I frequently wash it to get rid of that brake dust. Is there anything I can do to reduce the amount of brake dust? Well, you got the regular brakes. I know a lot of guys have went over, I don't know the brand, but they went to a ceramic pad, and that has reduced the brake dust considerably. So try that and see if that works for you.
The other thing they can try is, I know some of the waxes out there now have a ceramic wax, so you could wax the wheels.
Oh, and then just spray it off and the stuff just falls off.
Yeah,
a little easier to maintain.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
All right. This one comes from Bob. My question is, can you use the factory battery charger that came with the C7 on my C8? Or do you have to spring for a new charger?
It's a whole $100 if you spring for it, but...
Yeah, I mean, it should work. It's in a different location. It's in the front instead of the rear.
Yeah.
But it should work.
Fantastic. Jason Coulter. Rick, I recently got my Elkhart Lake Blue C8 Corvette. Congratulations. And I was reading about burnishing the brakes procedure. When should I do this? Is it just after the initial 200 miles or aggressive braking? Well, the 200 miles is the break-in period for everybody. No hard braking for your car. The burnishing is before you do a competition driving situation, and it's a very extensive process. In fact, I'm going to put a link down below in the description for you performance drivers. If you're going to race your car, there is a track prep PDF that GM has provided us, a 6-page PDF. Read that, do that just before your tracking event.
All right, this one comes from Lou. I've tried to look for software updates in the C8 with the following results, which the results are that there's no updates available and some other error messages that he's getting.
Yeah, let me show that. Yeah, you sent some pictures. Well, of course you're getting some errors.
Yeah.
Right in. You guys see that?
And I'm new to the C8 as far as the updates. I know they will be sent directly from GM to the vehicle, so I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work yet.
Right.
Just have to stay tuned and see how it works.
Yeah, you might be searching for something that isn't there.
Not yet. Yes.
Right. All right, this one comes from Kevin in Canada. It says, Rick, this is my first ever email to you. I want to thank you for all the hard work into the vlogs, and I just found out from one of your recent vlogs that you have Yorkies. I have a Yorkie. He's got 4. Yeah, my dude, he is so cool. He is so lovable, and he defends his territory. If you walked into my house, he'd be barking and barking and barking because that's his house, but he loves his family. He's a great dog. And he says each of my dogs have their own personalities. Yeah, don't they all? Because I love Corvette. He goes, Rick, I called my local dealership here in Alberta, Canada to put my name down for a we're in the shop, for a 2024 or a 2025 Corvette. And the first thing that he told me is that there is a very set allotment, and they're going to be $25,000 over sticker. He says, can a Chevrolet dealership actually do that? Well, yeah, they can. They're a franchise dealer. Chevy frowns on that, and I guess he got a reply from the dealership because he asked him, why do you do that? And the dealership told him, because we can. Nice guy. Kevin, good luck to you, man. I'm sorry that you have to deal with that. There's a lot of that going on right now with Corvette, especially with the demand for C8. I told you it's going to be another intense, I don't know what word to use, intense for now, ride for the next year and a half. So stay tuned. We'll keep you guys up to date on the marketplace.
All right, this one comes from Joe. How would I find the part number for the LT2 engine cover Edge Red? Order code RCC. I've got a ways to go for my 2021 and would like to order the cover and paint it paint the Chevy flag logo while I'm waiting and waiting.
All right, that comes from Joe in Parkland, Florida. Joe, there's been a recent backup of that part again, in addition to the ground effects and the high wing spoiler. In fact, I looked last night. If you go to Chevrolet.com, all the way down to the bottom, they've got all these little tabs. There is a shopping tab, and then you go into the accessories tab. They've taken the engine cover off right now because of the back order, so if I've got the part number, I'll throw it up on the screen right now for this video. At some point, because like you said, you do have some time, those should come available again. Get it, play around with it, and send us a picture when you get done with that too.
Okay.
All right, is it me or you?
I believe it's you.
Oh, it's
you
me.
just answered my question with the cover.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tag, you're it.
All right, you got it. Brent sent this in. He says, Rick, I've got a C8 ordered from my local dealership and don't get any updates. Didn't I just say it's been a crazy year? It's going to be like that for another year and a half. Sorry you're going through that. This is from blank blank Chevrolet in Florida. I ordered the car on March 28th. Well, Brent, there was a memo put out in the middle of March that they weren't taking any more orders for 2020, so I think that pretty much answers your question. You're not getting a car for 20. I'm sorry, your dealership can't tell you that. You would have to move to a 21, and that'll be whatever the dealership's policy is what you'll be under in that regard. So I wish you a lot of luck, man.
All right, this one comes from Art. Says, my question is, when driving my 2019 Grand Sport without AC on, the interior heats up to the point that I have to close the window and turn the AC on. On a 65-degree day, the air temp coming through the air vents gets hotter and hotter. I hate this, especially on a beautiful day with the air temp in the high 60s and low 70s. It takes the joy out of open window cruising.
Oh, he goes on and talks about some of the aftermarket insulation stuff that might be available, and will that cut down that situation? And I don't know if that insulation stuff would take care of that.
No, you got to remember, you got the motor out in front of you, so even though the windows are down and the AC is off, the fresh air duct vents and everything's still picking up the heat from the motor.
Yeah.
And everything from the motor is blowing back on the car, even around underneath the car. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's just the nature of the animal, unfortunately.
Some of that aftermarket stuff that you're referring to in the email that you sent may help a little bit, but not entirely, because of what Chuck said.
Right.
Coming right out of the vents there, right from the heater. And we got one more. Okay, so I got one here, then we got one last one for Chuck, and we'll wrap this up today. We've got another wonderful selection of beautiful rides coming up for you on today's show. Appreciate that. This comes from Anthony. He says, Rick, thanks. Oh, we must answer his question. He says, Rick, thanks for answering my question about where he could drive a C8. We talked about the National Corvette Museum. He says, I went there the very next day. It was my best drive ever. See the attached pics. We even noticed a little something on one of the vans as we pulled around in the back of the pits. That would be my logo. I'm glad you saw that. Appreciate that. I got it on some of the emergency vehicles down there. Thanks, Greg, for doing that for me. I appreciate that. Also attached is a picture of the boys washing their 1979. Now we just need a C8 to wash. Watch both your videos talking about the 2020 allocations pushing to 21 and what's going to be happening with the 21s and the cut of production. Having said that, put my name on your Z06 information and allocation list. I think I'm going to wait. I'm probably going to punt and go for the Z06, but I realize how important it is now to go with a top Corvette salesman and dealership. Anthony, thanks for watching the channel. Glad you got to drive that C8. Actually, I'm trying to surprise my son Ryan. His 18th birthday's in September. Some of the plans I had to do and take him to Spring Mountain, which will happen in the future, but I think I'm going to take him down there for his birthday and let him drive a car, and that'll be a lot of fun, and I'll share that with you guys on the vlog. All right, what do you got there, buddy?
All right, the last one comes from Mike. Says, hello, Rick and Chuck. Really enjoy the show. I have a 2012 Grand Sport. My tech question is about the memory seat, the memory system for the seat, steering column, outside mirrors. It seems to have a mind of its own. When I exit the car, the seat will not move back at times, and I move it back manually, or when I get in the car, the seat and steering column move to the assigned set position. I've heard of this issue on your show. Is there a fix for this? My car has 32,000 miles. This probably started around 20,000 miles. On a 12?
You still have that sensor behind the seat that we've talked about?
No, that's only in the new, that's in the C7s, not the C6.
All right, so you could have a communication error with your key fobs, but they're universal. So you could be in the car with the number 2 fob, still pressing, actually you don't even have to press and hold it, just press the number 1 button and everything will go back to your number 1 settings. What I would do is go into the options thing on the right hand side of the DIC, go in there and there's a button that says memory seat exit on or off, hit the reset button, turn it off. Reset everything where you want it. Press and hold your number 1 button down till it beeps. and it'll beep twice, and then do the same thing for the number 2 button, and that'll set all that stuff. Then go back into the options, turn that feature back on after you restart the car. Should work. So you probably just have to reset it there. And you know, like he's talked many times before, where the battery gets down, it'll interrupt communication to those modules. The key fob will interrupt that kind of stuff. So just probably a little reset is all you need, and you should be good to go.
Now, another thing, the key fob battery could be getting weak. Even though it unlocks the car, it's hard for the memory seat module to recognize it because it don't have enough power to see the key fob.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, yesterday on the show, we shared with you Mural Monday. I missed a couple. Those will be in the ride segment today. Before we get to that, just a quick email from Jim. He says, Rick, just a quick note to tell you how much I enjoy the entertaining and educational Corvette channel. I'm a longtime Corvette owner, and for your laughs and enjoyment is a faded picture from 1966 of my second Corvette. It's a 1961 230 engine, 3-speed manual transmission. Also a pic of my 8th Corvette, which is a 2019 Stingray. Thanks again. Keep up the laughs and keep the info flowing. Thank you, Jim. Thanks for everybody watching. Send in more of your questions. Chuck and I will see you back here next Tuesday. Right now, we'll play that amazing song that you guys love each and every week. This is from Anna Yvette. I can't wait to see you again, which will be tomorrow. But right now, it's your beautiful rides.
I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you Hindsight is fleeting when your heart's bleeding and all you can see is red, till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one.